Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the best place I have ever bought chain and jump rings from. And I've been doing this for a very long time. I've actually really slowed down on doing it, and I'm going to go more into that. But back before I started YouTube, which I started YouTube in 2011, I used to all the time go to thrift stores and yard sales, and I would look for things that I can make jewelry with. So I would find beaded purses, belts, shoes, shirts, skirts, dresses. I have taken some incredible dresses apart. There has been some dresses, I swear, that have weighed like 6 or 8 pounds. And by the way, most of the stuff I'm finding is really bad damage and it's beyond repair, and that's why people are donating it. It's like they don't have the heart to throw it away because it's beautiful, but it's like dry rotted and there's stains on it and the threads are breaking and it's beyond repair. So I have one time I got this dress. It was gorgeous. It was like peacock colors. It was so beautiful, but it was dry rotted. It was falling apart and it smelled so bad, like cigarette smoke. And I ended up taking it apart and I got so many beads off of that dress. And I cannot tell you the number of purses I have taken apart, and it's actually really rare for me to find one that doesn't have stains on it and is not missing beads. There's very few that I have found. I've maybe found 10 that have been like in good shape that I can actually keep, and I like to hang them on my walls in my bedroom because they're beautiful and they are worth money. So anyways, I have gotten a ton of chain from belts and purse handles from thrift stores, and I've also gotten jump rings this way. And in my last video, I did the Arabian Nights bracelet tutorial. I use these huge jump rings. They're really thick gauge and they're really strong. And I got those from doing this, going to thrift stores and yard sales and looking for stuff like this. So anyways, the chains that I've got for thrift stores and yard sales are super duper strong, really durable, and they never tarnish. Like most of the findings I have, I've realized over the years that I always have to keep them in airtight container so air doesn't get to them. And for a long time I've had sulfur water in my house and that would tarnish my findings. But with this chain, it has been exposed like this in these containers, which these containers do not prevent your jewelry from tarnishing. You actually have to have it in a bag to keep it from tarnishing. And you can see that there's chain here that I have in bags, and this is jewelry grade chain that I've bought, and I've stored it in bags because I know this stuff is going to tarnish. But what you see that's not in bags, this is all stuff that I've gotten from thrift stores. So I just want to show you guys. I store all of my stuff by color, my chain I do. So this is all my gold chain. This is my antique brass and copper chain. And I think I also have, no, it's this box. This box here has silver chain and there's gunmetal chain, which I need to get more of, but it's kind of hard to find. So I'm going to start down here and I'm just going to show you my chain collection, and also I have some really heavy duty jump rings in here that I've collected over the years. So starting here, you can see I have this belt, and you've gone to the store and I'm sure a lot of you ladies have belts like this, and they're pretty pricey. And I have a lot of curb chain, which I'm actually not crazy about, and I've had this for years now, like probably 15 years. So this here is a belt, and it has an extender chain on it. It's a curb chain, but it's actually weaved, 2 of them together. It's pretty cool. And this is aluminum, by the way. It's really lightweight. You could tell if your chain is aluminum by how heavy it is. It's super lightweight. And also, aluminum chain is easier to open. This one here is also aluminum. This one's actually textured, though. It's very pretty. And there's a hook there, because that's how the belt had closed. But I have made some really cool pieces with this chain. This here is all aluminum chain, different thicknesses. This one's super thick. Now, I have found, yeah, the aluminum chain is soft, but I have had some chains that were aluminum that were really hard to open. This one here was really hard, and I guess it's because it's so thick. This chain here is also aluminum, and by the way, I've noticed that aluminum chain never tarnishes. This one here is really heavy duty. This was on a purse. It's super long. And by the way, the thrift store that I've gotten most of this stuff at is called a Goodwill clearance center. And they have these bins that are on these wooden carts that are like homemade that they roll out every day. And I think they do it 3 times a day. And they would sell this clothes, purses, shoes, belts. They would sell it by the pound. And it used to be 99 cents a pound. And it has back in the day. And now it's gone up and it's double the amount. And actually it's probably even more now. And I haven't been there in a while because I have to tell you guys, there are some nasty people there. Because you can get the stuff for so cheap, there are people that are very rude, and I'm like serious about this. Like, I've gone to get stuff out of the bins and I've had people rip things out of my hands, being really rude and nasty, and I was getting tired of how rude and inconsiderate people were there, so I really stopped going and doing this as much. Even though I loved it, it was just that the people were kind of mean there. So anyways, up here I have more chain I bought from purses. This here is one of my favorite chains. It's like a Rolo chain, but it's not a round gauge. It's flat on one side and then it's round on the other. It's pretty cool. So I love that one. And this here, I think, is actually a necklace chain that's super good quality, and I use that all the time. I take it apart for jump rings. And then I have, I think there's a lot of aluminum in there. This is, I just got this chain from Jesse James Beads. There's a lot of necklace chain in there. And there is old jewelry that I have found that's really good quality chain, like antique jewelry. That's like a Sarah Coventry. She has amazing quality chain. The jewelry never tarnishes. I think these tassels here are actually Sarah Coventry tassels. There's 2 of those, and there was a necklace that this came on. That's all aluminum. I don't think that one's aluminum. That one's a heavy chain. And there's some more jewelry chain. This is all smaller. So as you can see, I have a lot of big stuff because I've gotten belts. So going over here, this is a really cool find. This is one of my favorite things that I have found. This is a chain mail belt, and it's antique brass. It's so beautiful, but I take it apart all the time, and I use the jump rings for it. And I don't think I'll ever run out of jump rings, especially with that chain. And here are some belts that I've gotten. These here, I think they were connected, and I took them apart. There's actually 3 of them. That's from a belt. This here is actually a belly dancer belt. This one's actually tarnished. I'm thinking that it's like super, super old. There's little bells on it. This is the back side. I have it backwards. Here's the front. It's actually damaged, and I kind of wanted to fix it. Maybe I can, like, take it apart. I think it's, like, near the middle that it's damaged, but I would actually like to hang it somewhere because it's so cool, even though it's tarnished. I think it's pretty old. And I have chains like this here that are actually painted. Those are cool. They're actually kind of like giant jump rings. And I found some really unique looking things over the years. These here are from purses. Sometimes when I find beaded purses, they'll have like giant rings like this, and I just take the rings off and save them for something else. They're actually really good for doing brick stitch on. And here are some chains. That's jewelry grade stuff. This is my favorite kind of chain because so much can be done with it. I have this same chain here in copper. Then I have some like broken necklaces and stuff that I'm using as parts. So this belt here is incredible. I've actually taken it apart. This is the back side, and do you see how it's like concaved? Because it's concaved, it makes me think that I can do fun things like resin. I could put resin in it like they do with spoons. And this is the other side, so you could see this side of this ring here is textured. And this does not have an opening. It is one piece all the way around. It's not a jump ring. So these here, because they're so thin, there's actually a lot of things you could do with them. I actually like to do brick stitch on them, and I've made some neat things with them, and I've wanted to do videos with it, but I feel like I can't because sometimes that is one of the things. When I get jewelry, or when I get jewelry supplies from thrift stores and yard sales and stuff, I can't really make tutorials with it because it's like weird, unusual things that you guys can't find, but they turn into really cool designs. And one thing about it is it's very inspirational, and maybe ideas like using stuff like that will inspire you to think out of the box because it's really different from using like supplies from bead stores and craft stores. So anyways, this here is the rest of the chain, these small links here. So this was like at the end, the other end, and then this would attach to these. But I love these links, man, they're so cool. And they look so old because of the color. Here's one of the pieces off. So see, I could put resin in that. This here I can connect to the top of a necklace, and then I can have like a tassel or some kind of charms down there. That would be really cool. And also, we could put resin in it, and then we can string beads. Do you guys remember Katie Hacker had these really cool components where there was like holes, like it was rings where you could put beads into the holes and glue them in. She had really neat pieces like that. I think that would be cool to string beads, tie them, you know, in a circle, and then glue them down. That would make a really interesting piece. So there's just so many things that can be done with these. So over here, I do have gold belt in here, but that's just because I can't fit it into this box because it's overfloweth. And I have this plastic chain here, which I'm actually not crazy about this chain. I do not like it. It does open up. It's really weird. And I've actually seen that it's like really popular. And I'm like, why do people like that chain so much? But this belt here, that's a really nice quality. I love that one. And I would take it out, but there's no way I would get it back in the box the same way. Okay, like this chain here. I'm probably never going to get this one back into the box. It's totally sticking up. So over here, I have gunmetal color chain, which I don't see very often. Whenever I find it, I buy it. It's really hard to find. I think I got this one at Walmart in the dollar bead bin. It's a lot of chain for $1. But one side of it is textured. Can you see that? And then the other side is smooth and flat. Here is another belt that I got, which this one, I am kind of regretting buying this because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of options on things I could do with it because of how it's made. I could make just bracelets that look just, you know, like this without putting any beads on it or anything. But I'm getting a closure for that's going to be strange. And then I have some black chain here. Here's some stuff that Lisa sent me. And there's some more stuff from Lisa. And then in here I have some weird, unusual stuff. Like this is a necklace that's coins. They're really thin coins. And I have a baby fat belt that I bought because it has like heavy duty chain on it. This is the buckle for it. I don't know if I should keep this or not. I mean, I might find something to do with it. That's why I didn't get rid of it. I thought it was pretty cool. I could actually probably like glue beads onto the top. It'll probably fall off though, in my luck. And in here I have chain that I can't really describe. It's not like regular silver. It's not shiny. It's like a matte. It's a matte color. And I rarely ever find this. And look at this. This is the biggest toggle I have ever seen in my life. It's as wide as 2 fingers put together. Huge. And there's that big ring that it goes through. So in here I have some like dark colored grayish chain. And I'll worry about putting the stuff back later. Here's some more stuff from Jesse James. I really love their chain. Here's more curved chain. This is jewelry grade. That's why that's in the bag. This here is one of my favorite pieces. There's some pieces that you will find that will just totally blow your mind because you'll never find stuff like this in craft stores or bead stores. But look at this here. It is so cool. It's groovy. That's how I see it. It's groovy looking chain. I love these links so much. And it's so shiny. And I've had this forever. And it just doesn't tarnish. And it's a really long one too. And a lot of these come with a huge lobster claw clasp that you can reuse for jewelry. This one here is broken, and that's why they got rid of it. And they probably felt guilty, you know, to throw it away, so that's why they donate it. Heck, I would feel guilty throwing something like that away. But anyways, this would be awesome for making jewelry. Here's a giant lobster claw. It's a big one. And the closure on these things are really good quality too. Look at this chain link. It's a diamond shape, but then it's like Rolo. It's in a weave. Here's some neat links. It's rhinestone. There's actually only been a couple times where I have found Swarovski crystals at thrift stores. It's like super rare. One time I found a purse that had Czech fire polish beads on it, and at the time I did not own any Czech fire polish beads at all. And actually, before I started YouTube, I did not own any Swarovski crystal. I had very little faceted glass beads because I got most of my stuff from thrift stores and yard sales. And that is one thing that you really have to get at, why is my camera jumping? That's weird. That you really have to get at bead stores. So over here, I have more chain. This is a mixture of like weird chains that I've collected. Some of them are like really short, so I can use them for closures. Here is another chain. Oh, and another thing that I like to do is some stores that you go to, like Walmart, and I live in Florida, so there's a Bell's outlet I would go to all the time. They would have like 6 or 7 jewelry racks, and their stuff was always marked down dirt cheap. And I would buy that jewelry because it was cheaper to buy the jewelry pre-made that had all the beads on it and the findings than it would be to make the pieces. So I could go and buy jewelry that's pre-made and take it apart and reuse the pieces. But now that Bell's outlets, they're not doing that anymore. They like barely have any jewelry there. It's really sad. I don't know what happened. Maybe they had a lot of people stealing it and they're not really selling it anymore. But here is the rest of the baby fat belt. It is so cool. It has cats on it. It's really long. And I just love the chain on it. But these pieces here are also really cool. I think this would be neat on a bracelet, especially people that love cats. And here's some more chain. I think Lisa gave me this chain. Here's aluminum chain. I had this on a spool, but the spool was just floating around, driving me crazy, and it kept falling off the spool, so I just took it off and stuck it in here. And it's probably going to be all tangled up, but I'm pretty good at getting knots undone, so here's some more chain. My favorite, this is the Rolo chain. And by the way, this Rolo chain is at Walmart, and it's really good stuff, believe it or not. Sometimes Walmart has amazing quality stuff, and sometimes they have junk. So over here, that is the same chain in antique brass. And then down here, under this bag, where is it at? Right there. There it is in antique copper. And they also have the same shape and size chain in black, like pitch black. It's painted chain that you can get at Walmart. That's a really good find at Walmart, by the way, in case you didn't know. And over here, all of this stuff here is like broken chain from jewelry or chain that I've gotten on clearance. It's like a mixture of stuff, so I just pour this stuff out and I sift through it. Lisa gave me these. I love them. They're so cute. They're little charm bracelet chains. They have a clasp on them. This chain here is wild. I got this from Hobby Lobby last year. It has such an unusual link. I love it. But it is open. It's not soldered shut. It's really cool. And let's see, I have just a mixture of stuff in here. These are actually necklace chains that I got from Hobby Lobby. And Hobby Lobby's really far away from my house, so I have to travel a distance to get there. This is all mixture of chains and like necklaces and stuff that I've taken apart. Some really different stuff mixed together. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I've talked about this in some of my videos, but it was just like here or there I'll say how, you know, I've got this from thrift shopping, but I've never really gone into detail with it. Oh, I did one time. One time I went back to the thrift store and I did a haul on the things that I bought at the thrift store. But, man, that place has really gotten expensive and gone up in their prices, which is ridiculous because they're getting the stuff for free. I understand that they pay for rent and stuff, but they just seem like they're getting a little greedy. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to go and look for stuff like this. You're going to find some really rare, unique things that you'll never find at a bead store or a craft store. I have found some things that are just so amazing, mind-blowing. One time I found this purse. It was falling apart really bad. It was my favorite, like, turquoisey, bluish green color. And it had these round things on it like this. And I ended up identifying them as fish vertebrae. And they looked really cool, but I had no idea what I was going to do with them. But anyways, I saved them all. And a few years later, I ended up finding them online. I wasn't even looking for them. Fish vertebrae beads. They were selling them for like $20 a strand. Maybe it was even more. And the strand was like 10 inches long. Super expensive. So that blew my mind. I was actually getting close to throwing them away, and I'm like, I should research this and see, if people make jewelry with this. And I didn't find any jewelry made with it, but I did find where you can buy fish vertebrae beads. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you guys gotta start doing this if you aren't already. You'll find some amazing things. I've found so many different bone beads, so many things that are from like different countries at thrift stores. It's just incredible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button to get notified when I upload new videos, and check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching.